What is up, cool kids? My name's Gavin, I'm back with Trainer, and today we have our very first ever team builder for the Generations Showdown League. This week we are going against JoeShmoeGaming, and as you can see up here on the top, that is his team. I'm honestly really scared. When I was looking over who drafted what, I said to myself, I'm like, who am I the most scared of? And to me it definitely was, Joe. Not to knock the other guys, but his first three picks, Excadrill, Zapdos, Tyranitar, are so good together. Even if it was just Excadrill and Tyranitar, it'd be so fantastic together. And then Zapdos is just another fantastic Pokemon to throw on top of it. So starting off, we have a pretty big challenge, but I'm excited for it. And I think we're going to do pretty well this week. So, first, the process of team building, basically you need to guess what your opponent will bring based on what you have. Let me fix that real quick. Whatever. So, I'm not extremely good at it. I'm guessing that he'll bring at least Excadrill and Tyranitar and probably Zapdos as well. So, I thought to myself, what can I do to counter those three? And then the other three Pokemon will more or less be handled by just the coverage that I have on everything. So, basically the big thing for me is getting rid of the weather. And to do that, I chose Bastiodon, because Bastiodon's bulky, it gets Rain Sport and Sunny Day, so I could do either of which that I wanted. And I chose Rain Dance because I drafted a lot of water types, and I think it just kind of goes well because he has Excadrill, he's got Tyranitar, and they're both weak to water. He's got Torkoal, weak to water. And he's got one water immunity with Vaporeon, and then Sceptile and Gudra are both resistant to water, obviously. So it's a really unconventional set for Bastiodon, with Damp Rock, so I can have the rain up as long as I can, Magic Coat to reflect their rocks, because Bastiodon's pretty good setup fodder for things like rocks. But if I predict and go for Magic Coat, then I get rocks up on their side of the field. Toxic is pretty much my only way to handle that Zapdos, so I'm really banking on that. Probably not going to work out for me so well. And Iron Head, so we're not total taunt bait. And then I said just make it as bulky as possible. Try and make his defenses pretty even at around 390. Max HP, because its HP is not very good. And I already had a physical wall and a special wall respectively in Gligar and Uxie. So I really needed some firepower. I went really, really bulky this time. Not sure how it's going to pay off for me because his team's quite bulky as well. Yeah, so it's pretty much Bastiodon. That is my answer to the sand. And he even does pretty well in the sand with the 50% boost to the special defense. So that's really what I'm banking on. It kind of sucks that it's quad weak to Earthquake. So I thought about giving it a Shucker Berry, and I still might. But I have these two that are immune to ground. So if I feel that worried about it, I could just switch out in either Gligar or Uxie. And then I'll just go down the list. So when I saw the team, the first thing I thought of was I wanted to get rid of the weather, but I thought, I'll put that on the back burner for now. And I don't know really why, but this team just screams use Gligar to me, because there's no Ice type, so I don't have to worry about Ice type stab. And the only Pokemon that really might carry an Ice type move is Vaporeon, Gudra, maybe Miltank with Ice Punch. And if he's really feeling cheeky, he might run Ice Beam on Tyranitar. But other than that, Gligar's pretty free. And again, HP not great, but its defense is really good with a, I don't know why I'm full special defense. That's not what I wanted. Huh, this is not the set at all that I wanted. I want it to be max defense, 96 special defense. This thing, believe it or not, is actually really freaking bulky, man. It really, really is. I don't know why you're 4 there. You should be 4 here. With the Eviolite, gets fantastic defense. It's already at 339, and goes up to over like 450 defense. Special defense, kind of meh. But it will live an Ice Beam from pretty much anything non-choice specs on his team. And Defog is basically my main way to get rid of his rocks. Now, he has a couple rockers on his team in Excadrill, Tyranitar. I think Azelf gets them, I'm not sure. I know Miltank and Torkoal get them, and Weezing gets Toxic Spikes, I'm pretty sure. So he has a couple hazard setting options on his team, and Gligar is my way to get rid of them. So I thought about having Stealth Rock on him, but I thought that'd be really counterintuitive. Oh, there's a bug flying around my room. So instead I traded it for Knockoff. Knockoff is always great utility to have, even if it's not great power. So for him I go Defog, Roost, obvious, pretty good move for healing, gets rid of your ice type weakness for a turn, even though Gligar is usually going to be going last. Although 85 speed isn't too bad for a wall. And then Earthquake for stab. I've also thought about doing like Stone Edge for the Zapdos, because the Zapdos can't really touch us without Hidden Power Ice. But I decided not to. Like I said, I feel like this Gligar is going to be pretty good for this team, because he's got 2 immunities. Well, Weezing has Levitate as well. So we've got 3 ground immunities, but I really don't see him bringing the Weezing. If he's going to bring a physical wall, I think he would bring the Cofagrigus. That's really the only thing that I'm worried about for his walls. The Goodra is broken by Greninja, but Cofagrigus, I kind of have a hard time breaking because I don't have anything really super effective. I don't like running. I'm running Physical Greninja, and I don't really like running Night Slash on it. And you'll see why in a minute. So what else? That's pretty much Gligar. So then we have Uxie. I decided Uxie is probably going to be leaned on a lot because of Heal Bell. And I thought with the Zapdos spreading Paralysis, with the Weezing potentially being there spreading burns and poisons, I thought, Heal Bell would be really nice to have, because if Volcanion or Greninja get paralyzed, it's done. Like, they're useless. Because obviously Greninja's really fast and needs that speed because it can't really take a hit, and I'm running Choice Scarf Volcanion. So they need to stay healthy. So Heal Bell's a must. I picked Psychic for, obvious stab, not total taunt bait. U-turn for some switch initiative. Slow U-turn's always really nice, because it'll allow me to switch out from Uxie into either Volcanion or Greninja, or even Golisopod, and get some initiative, get some momentum going my way. And then Stealth Rock. I chose Uxie as a rocker, because Uxie's going to be around for a while with the leftovers. It doesn't really get into healing moves, which kind of bothers me a little bit. So I chose this for leftovers. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask if we can have multiple items. I don't really know. But Uxie's really bulky. I chose this as our special wall because on the special side, nothing is really going to be able to take it down. His only really good special attacker is probably Sceptile, maybe Vaporeon, maybe Azelf, maybe Goodra, but none of them can really easily take out a Uxie. So Uxie's pretty free here, and I wouldn't really, even if I had it physical, I wouldn't really leave it out against the Tyranitar anyway. But it's nice. Levitate's also really nice to switch into some stuff from the Excadrill as well. So that's Uxie. Then we have Volcanion. Volcanian's a really interesting Pokemon. It's base 70, so it's a little slow for a Scarfer. Good Scarfers tend to be around base 80. But I did some calcs. His fastest Pokemon is his Sceptile, which gets to, I think, 373 is what it came out to for a max speed timid nature. So with a Choice Scarf, I need to be... Oh no, it came out to 272. So with a Choice Scarf, I need to be 273, and that's exactly what I did. I EV'd it to be 273 speed, so it'll outspeed everything on his team that isn't Choice Scarfed. And then put the rest in HP. So I gave it Flamethrower. You can do Fire Blast, you can do Heat Wave, but I decided not to. Steam Eruption, can never complain about it. It's basically Hydro Pump, but better. Earth Power. I'm not going to use Earth Power. I'm going to be honest. It's just there if I happen to... Yeah, actually, there's no reason to use Earth Power, ever. It's just there for coverage. Focus Blast. I had... What did I have at first? I think I had Sludge Wave at first, but then I was like, you know what? I really would like having Focus Blast for the Tyranitar, as well as the Scrafty. Choice Scarf Scrafty, or Dragon Dance Scrafty, I'm sorry. It can be a big threat, and I'm a little bit worried about that, but not super worried, because we have Focus Blast. Accuracy, obviously, is a problem with Focus Blast, and I thought about even running it like mixed, and doing, having that be Superpower instead. But I decided not to. I'm still on the fence about it, and that might change. I might, instead of running it Timid, I might run it Naive, and lower its Special Defense. Yeah. I might do that. Still on the fence. If I do, I'll talk about it before the battle. But yeah, so that's Volcanion. Volcanions really... If you play Volcanion right, it will win the game. Especially against this team, because so many things are weak to fire or water. Like, weak to both. Weak to water. Weak to fire. Weak to water. So, and then with Focus Blast, hits Tyranitar, hits Scrafty. So, Volcanion hits super, super hard. Base 130 special attack. Not going to complain about it at all. Then we have Greninja. And at first I was like, do I really want to bring two fast water types with Choice Scarf Volcanion and Greninja? And I'm like, well, Greninja doesn't really count as a water type because it can really be whatever type you make it. So I decided to bring Greninja along. And, I did the same thing. I EV'd it to outspeed the Sceptile. And that's pretty much it. And then at first I also had an Expert Belt. And obviously because Volcanion is special, I decided to go with Physical Greninja. So I had an Expert Belt just for extra damage, but then I was like, you know what, I really want that Tyranitar gone. So I gave it Phytinium Z for Low Kick. Again, still on the fence about how useful I think that will be. Because how many Pokemon are not... How many Pokemon resist fighting on his team? 1, 2, Immune, 3. So... that could end up biting me, and I could probably just be pretty safe with using the Waterium Z, but I really want that Tyranitar gone. These bugs, man. So if I have the rain up, that's another thing I'm on the fence of. I could do Waterium Z, I could do Expert Belt. Like I said, I'll let you know beforehand, but I decided to go with Low Kick for the Tyranitar, Ice Punch for the Goodra and the Sceptile. Like I said, I'm really mostly focused about up here. The Scrafty, I have Low Kick for the Scrafty, but it's not going to be that strong because Scrafty's not very heavy. I'm, like I said, mostly worried about probably the top 6 Pokemon here, because those are the ones that are going to be able to do the most damage. Then what else? Waterfall for stat, well, Protean, everything's stat. Waterfall for coverage, I guess. Because like I said, water does do pretty well against his team. I could do Gunk Shot as well. And I might do Haze as well. Just to stop any shenanigans with setting up with Tyranitar or Scrafty. So that's also an option. yeah, so that's Greninja. You know, fast, hits really hard because everything is stab. Very nice addition to the team. Like I said in the draft analysis, I'm shocked nobody had picked it. I really am. So we talked about Bastiodon already, and then Golisopod. So with Greninja not really counting as a physical water type per se, I decided to go for Golisopod because I didn't really like Tapu Bulu here, just because of the Excadrill. Excadrill really scared me, so I didn't want to bring Bulu, unless it was Choice Scarf. And like I said, I wasn't sure about the item situation, whether I'm allowed two of the same item, and I don't really want two Choice Scarfs on the same team anyway. So I decided to go Golisopod because Golisopod can set up. We have First Impression, really strong stab move, base 90, always goes first. Aqua Jet, priority. Bulk Up is probably best used on this Pokemon. I don't think I've ever seen Pokemon that uses Bulk Up better, because its attack is really good, its defense is incredible, and its HP is decent enough to make it work. So I thought about also doing Assault Vest and getting rid of Bulk Up. Maybe doing, you don't get Lunge. Maybe like Shadow Claw? Do you get Shadow Claw for the Cofagrigus? That might end up happening, to be honest. There's a lot of mites going around right here, but we'll see how I'm feeling. Because actually, I think I probably should do that. So I'm going to do that then. Oh, Assault Vest. So that instantly makes it a lot more bulky. Gets rid of some power a little bit, but having coverage and versatility in these matches is really what it's all about. And like I said, I have nothing for that Cofagrigus. And it gets rid of emergency exit, which is kind of a plus as well. So I like that strategy, so I'm going with it. So basically the plan is for me to lead probably with Gligar, because I think Gligar or Volcanion. It'll see. I think he'll probably bring Tyranitar, probably lead Tyranitar to get the sand up first. So I might either lead Volcanion or Gligar, depending on, like I said, what he brings. I might knock it off. That's the only reason I would lead Gligar, so I can use knock off and get rid of the item that makes Sand go for 8 turns. And then probably switch out, because I think I put U-turn on Gligar. I did not. And just fire off some Earthquakes at it until it switches out or dies. Then Volcanion can handle it as well. I don't want to lead Bastiodon. I also don't want to lead Uxie, because for my rocks to be good, I need to get rid of his removal, because my only removal, or I need to get rid of his setter, because my only removal is Defog on this team. So that means I would have to kill probably the Tyranitar, possibly the Excadrill. Like I said, it'll depend what he brings. So late rocks is what I'm going for here instead of first turn rocks, which is what I normally do. That's what like if I run Fortress, I usually lead Fortress and go for early hazards, because hazards make such a huge difference. These bugs are getting ridiculous. Hazards make such a huge difference in a game. They really, really do. But yeah, so this will be up the day before the match, so hopefully the match will be up tomorrow. I don't know. It kind of depends on my life right now. So thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for that. It should be up in the cards. It might. Might not. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video much as I did, please switch to like and or subscribe. If you're excited for our first season of the Generations Showdown League, smash that thumbs up down below. And keep an eye out for everybody else's channel. Joel's channel will be in the comments down, or the description down below. English is escaping me tonight. But yeah, until next time. Smile later.